Here we are back continuing the Dometic RTX 2000 AC install. And as you saw in the last video, we finished the max air fan and got the adapter for the RTX 2000 glued in. And right now it's pretty much cured. So what's left is we have to prep the RTX 2000 unit and put the threads in there and then go ahead and drop it on the van and get it sealed in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the AC unit, flip it over, and then I'm going to put those threads in there. And I'll probably do a quick bench test just to make sure the unit works before I hoist it up on the roof and then install it and find out it doesn't work. So I'm going to do that real quick. And once that's up there, we'll be pretty much finished. So let's get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and thread these inserts in and then flip it back over, hoist it back on the van, and then put a bead of sealant around on the gasket and then drop it in. I'm going to be using an M8 threaded rod instead of the bolts that come with it so that I can get an accurate length, because I'm just going to cut the thread once I drop it in the van to level it out to the framing supports. You want to torque these down to about, it says 10 Newton meters. Okay, so I have the threaded inserts in there, torqued down 10 Newton meters. Now I have it hoisted up just so I could hook it up. I want to do a quick bench test before I go and drop it on top of the van. Just want to make sure everything is working well. So I have the wiring hooked up to the battery. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on and make sure cold air blows out and nothing funny's going on. And then once that's good, I'm going to unhook this, hoist it up to the ceiling, drop it over the hole of the van, lower it down, and bolt it in. So I'm going to go ahead, turn this on, make sure it's running okay. Let's put it on boost. Okay, start it up. Seems okay so far. Just want to make sure the compressor fans kick on and then feel for cold air coming out of the vent. I have it on full blast right now, boost mode, and I have the battery monitor, but it's on the phone, so I can't show you there right now, but it should be pulling about 37 to 40 amps on full boost mode, and which is pretty good on your electricity. And I got this hooked up. This is a kilovolt 300 amp battery. Got two of them that'll be going in the van for power, so it'll be 600 amps on 12 volt. So far it's still fans on full blast. I'm just waiting for the compressor to kick on. Let me make sure the temperature is, I gotta set the temperature down low. All right. Okay, I put it to 62, which is the lowest it can go. Should kick on here any second. Oh, I see the fan starting to spin up on the compressor. All right. can probably hear that on the mic. Let's see if I can go below. You can hear the difference. Maybe. And here would be outside of the van. It's fairly quiet. It's fairly quiet. Especially being on full blast. See? Oh yeah, I can feel we got some cold air coming out. Think we're good. So I'm gonna go ahead, turn it off, unhook the battery, hoist it up, and prep it for dropping in onto the adapter. So now I'm going to go ahead and hoist it up, push it over to the center of the van, and then I'm going to open the garage door here and drive the van forward a little bit so I can center it to the hole. And then what I'm going to do is thread in the M8 stud threaded rods in there and drop it down over the hole, do a quick test fit just to make sure everything is fitting well before I run a bead of silicone around that top gasket and seal it in. Oh, another thing, I noticed in the previous clip when I was doing the bench test that the microphone was cutting off the sound if it didn't detect any voice going on or if it wasn't loud enough. I guess my microphone here has some kind of shut off where if it doesn't detect any sound, it just kind of mutes it. So you could kind of tell of the sound when I would talk, you would hear it, or if I held it like right on the fan so it could pick up some noise. So it's kind of hard to get a feel for the actual sound, but it's not too bad at all. And so now I'm going to go ahead and raise this up. Oh, one more thing. So the ceiling hoist I have it on a unistrut so I could slide it back and forth. And this thing weighs about, I think it's about 70 pounds or so. And it's kind of heavy to deal with one person. So to make it a one-person job, you definitely need, or it makes it easier to have a ceiling hoist on unistrut that you can slide back and forth. So I'll demonstrate that as I'm putting this in. See how easy that was? Hoisted it, slide it over, pretty much in the center. Now I just have to move the van forward to get it to drop in that hole for a test fit. So I'm going to go open the garage door, pull the fan forward a little bit, make sure I'm not going to hit the cross braces that are on the roof rack. We got about an 1.5 to 2 inches of clearance. We're good there. It can go up a little bit more. And we clear the top of the adapter as well. So once I move the van forward, I'm going to bring the camera up here so you can get a better view and continue the test fit. So this white layer that you see around the gasket and adapter is Sikaflex 295 UV. And I put this around there just to give the adapter a little extra barrier of protection and to give it that extra UV boost, because since it's going to be in the sun on the roof, it's going to be hit with more UV, so this will just give it that one more extra layer of protection. So that's why you see this white layer around it, and I forgot to film it, so just letting you guys know that that's what that is. Okay, now that I have it propped up, straps removed, I have the studs partially screwed in. I'm going to run a bead of some marine grade 3M silicone around the outer edge and inner of the foam seal gasket that's on top, and then go ahead, lift it up, kick out the blocks, cardboard blocks, and drop it down. So let's see if I can get in there and try and get a good bead going on. I'm going to start from the rear. I'm going to put a nice thick bead around the outer edge. Okay. Now, I'm going to try lifting this up, kicking out the cardboard blocks, and slowly dropping it down in to the van. See if I can do this without wrecking myself. Okay. So basically, I want to get a wide. So, let's see. Lift this up. Lift this up and see if I can get it to the edge so that I can grab it, kick. Uh-oh. All right. So, I think you know the issue here. It's the cable. Okay. Got it down. It's got a nice seal, it looks like. Here is the finished unit on the roof. Give you a nice flyby here. Get low enough. Okay, now I'm going to go in the van, show you the finished product of the inside of the threaded rods that fastened it down. Let's go ahead and go down there. So I forgot to record the installation of the threaded rod and just tightening down the air conditioner to the framing strips. So I'm just going to bring in and show you the finished outcome. Basically, the threaded rod came through about like that far down. What I did was cut the threaded rod down so it's kind of flush with the framing strip right here. So it's kind of flush. And then I put in the lock washer, and then I put in a nylon nut on top of that. So I did it on all four sides and then torqued it down to 5 Newton meter. So now it's secured in. AC installation is complete. Just needs to get electrical set up, but that'll be later on once I start doing the interior. Here's the other side. See if I can get a close up. There we go. See how I chopped it a little bit, got into the framing strip, which doesn't matter, just a little nick. Same with the rear. If you like what you see in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.